So, as we wrap up our time together in this course, I wanted to take just a few minutes to explain how we will work through the project presentations, which will happen a week from today, next Monday, July 31st. So, as you know, your final capstone project paper is due this Friday, July 28th. And the goal for that paper, of course, is to pull together all of the work that has happened over the course of our time together, going back to week one when you projected a summary of what you thought your work was going to be. And then when you read about the logic model planning process in week two and responded about how you would use that process proactively and reactively. And then the blueprint or map that you made with the design thinking process and the logic model from week three, synthesizing all of that into your graduate level writing in APA format final paper. And that paper is due this Friday. Once your paper is written, then your next goal will be to pull together a project presentation. And we'll talk just a minute about what that will look like. But our goal is to have another synchronous online meeting like we did with our original orientation the first time we were together. This meeting will be on Monday, July 31st from 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock Central Standard Time. We'll start right at 6. If it doesn't take the whole time, of course, we'll wrap up when we wrap up. But we have blocked out that amount of time. We will have time for every student to present their project and time for after each project is presented, then the rest of us will give feedback on the presentation. The link to tune in is there for the Zoom meeting. I'll be sending that out by email as well. And your goal is to present, but not only to present, to actively listen and provide feedback during your colleagues' presentations. So the format is a 10-minute presentation. You should have no more than 1 to 2 slides per component, not to exceed 8 slides. You'll have an introduction, background research, methods, and conclusion. So 4 sections to your presentation. If each section had 2 slides, then you would not exceed the 8 slides. You're going to present, but you're also going to listen and provide feedback on your colleagues' presentations. Go back just a minute. Your presentation will be dropped into your Google folder, and when it comes time to present on our Zoom meeting, you'll pull your document up from that folder and share your screen. After each presentation, members of the class will be asked to reflect on the presentation by summing up their learning in a written statement. And this is the prompt that we'll use for reflection. Now that we've heard this presentation on whatever topic it was, take a few minutes to reflect on what you have learned. Then write one sentence, and only one please, that either summarizes what you will be taking away from the presentation or gives feedback to the presenter that would aid them in their work. So after you present, everybody else is going to write one sentence that either summarizes what they learned from your presentation or gives you feedback that would help you move further in your work. Written statements are going to be submitted to me in the Google Drive. There's a folder and there's a document in the folder there that you'll pull up to work with. After each presentation, members of the class will share their statements orally during the meeting to provide immediate feedback to the presenter. Let's talk about how this is going to work. So, for example, on the evening of July 31st, as we get going, each person will present. And so, for example, we'll just go alphabetically. So Dalton will present first, and as he is presenting, everybody will pull up this document on their computer. You'll put your name here. As Dalton is presenting, then you will on your form, write your sentence about Dalton's presentation in his box. So you're writing a sentence that summarizes what you're taking away from the presentation or gives feedback to Dalton about his presentation. We'll take just a few minutes once everybody's had time to get their thoughts together on Dalton's presentation. Then Aubrey, Charlie, Hannah, Diana, Will, and Luella will all give their feedback orally to Dalton just by reading their sentence. Then if he needs to respond, he will, but we'll move on pretty quickly to Aubrey. Aubrey will present. After that presentation, you will write response to Aubrey's work here. Take a few minutes, let everybody do that. Then everybody will talk to Aubrey and share their responses to that presentation. And then we'll move on to Charlie. You will then, by the end of the night, have a page that's filled in with a comment on every box, except, of course, the box from your own presentation. This document will be turned in your Google folder. I will give you credit for actively listening and providing feedback on each presentation, and I'll then synthesize all of the feedback and send that to you so that you'll get a written document with the feedback from each one of your colleagues. Hopefully this process will be a very collaborative approach to giving feedback and being able to really get an audience to share your work. The final capstone project presentation is worth 30 points. So presenting in the parameters of being mindful of the number of slides, the time given, and that your presentation is very high quality and that you're able to articulate within the time allowed the goals of your project and the research that was conducted. And also being an active listener, providing valid, reflective feedback that's responsive to each of the colleagues will be part of that 30 points. So I hope that helps give some clarity to how that is going to work next Monday. If you have any questions or need further clarification, don't hesitate to email me. There's my email address, or call or text me, and there's my telephone number. So looking forward to reading your papers, which are due this Friday, and looking forward to working with you online next Monday. See you soon.